In this video, I'd like to share with you the wisdom pillars of the shamanic training. There are foundation practices and pillars that are at the core of your training. There are foundation practices and pillars that are at the core of your training. The first one of these are the wisdom teachings. The wisdom teachings that are transmitted orally, that have always been transmitted orally around the world. Even in those traditions like you find in Tibet, the shamanic traditions of Tibet that became institutionalized, that now have extraordinary texts, the traditions, the wisdom is still transmitted orally. It's a body of wisdom that has been communicated from teacher to student for millennia. And in the Americas, there was never any writing. Writing was not discovered in the Americas, except for the codexes and some symbolic writing in the Maya stela, for example. But the traditions were communicated orally. And this is how you will receive them. You are receiving them through an oral teaching, not a written teaching. The second pillar are the healing practices, absolutely essential. The core healing practices are the illumination process that clears the imprints of disease from the luminous energy field. The extraction process that extracts intrusive energies or entities from your field. Next is the soul retrieval process that allows you to recover a lost soul part that might have left fragmented off a long time ago, sometimes at birth, sometimes many lifetimes ago. And then the great rites of passage. The great rites of passage, especially the death rites, how you can help someone, maybe the person that brought you into this world, to return back to the world of spirit joyfully and consciously. In the illumination process, you clear the imprints. Now, people ask me sometimes, are these the imprints for cancer, for heart disease? Remember, shamans don't collude with diagnoses. In the West, there are 14,000 different illnesses. In the shamanic traditions, illnesses do not exist. Diseases don't exist. Sick people exist. Diseases don't exist. So when we do an illumination, we clear a bundle of stale chi, of stale energy that may gravitate to an organ. The minute that it sinks roots into an organ or a tissue, it becomes heart disease. That's the expression, but the source is an energetic, a bundle of stale, dark energy that is not vital, that is not in movement, that is toxic. When we work with the extraction process, we are removing energies that do not belong to us, that do not belong to your client. In the West, we think that all of the energies that we have belong to us. Some of them are coming from jealousy or envy. Sometimes it's a psychic attack. We've all been, if you've gone through a difficult separation or divorce, you know what it's like to be under attack because your energy body doesn't recognize the energies coming from this person as foreign because you loved them so much at one point. And occasionally we'll come across intrusive entities, a relative that died unconsciously and attached themselves to a child, frequently to children, that we need to be able to extract and help them return back home to the world of spirit. Soul retrieval, extraordinary process. You can accomplish in a couple of sessions of soul retrieval what takes years to do in psychotherapy. And then the great rites of passage. We know that to change our mind, we need to change our brain. You cannot change your mind using the same neural networks and circuitry that got you in trouble to begin with. So we need to change the brain. And we know that the brain changes only through ceremony, through rites of passage. the ancient brain, the brain of fight or flight and scarcity and fear and running away and hiding and not showing yourself in judgment. This brain only changes through ceremony. And this is why there are ceremonies in every culture and every tradition in the world. This is to help you come from one stage in your life to another, to leave behind something old that has died and to step into something new. The 4 core practices. The next pillar are the initiations. Our tradition is an initiatory tradition. It's a lineage-based tradition in which you are connected to lineages of medicine men and women, of luminous beings that defeated death, that became immortal, that stepped into infinity. Wise, wise beings. A few days ago, someone asked me, well, are these like angels? And I said, yes, they're kind of like angels, but they're the shamanic angels. Every tradition has your own lineages. So for example, if you are from an Abrahamic tradition, you find that the angels have names that all end with L, like Michael and Ariel and Gabriel. These are the angels of El, of Israel. Shamans have their own cadre of luminous beings that are dedicated to the well-being and the stewardship of the earth, not of their people, but of the planet, not of this group of people, but of the earth. That's the commitment that these angelic, luminous beings have. And you're connected to them. You're connected to lineages of healers, lineages of wisdom keepers that are the keepers of the ancient knowledge, lineages of earth keepers that are the stewards not only of the wisdom, but of the entire planet, lineages of star keepers that are the keepers of solar systems and galaxies, extraordinary ancient beings that are here to help us and protect us and work with us. This is another one of the pillars. The initiations that are called karpais. They are the transmission of power and wisdom and a lineage that you receive remotely or in person from a teacher, from your teacher. And then what I like to call the final pillar, the 4th pillar, is the mentoring that are in the hands of your coaches, of your teachers, how they help you through the process, how they help you to own your projections, how they help you to go through your healing processes by remaining focused on shedding the entire skin like the serpent does and not one trauma at a time, which can take you for the rest of your life. These are the fundamental pillars of the shaman's journey. In some traditions, they focus more on one or in another. We find that they are equally as necessary and as powerful, that they complement each other, that without the coaching, then you're getting only information, that the initiations without learning the healing practices make you a little bit self-absorbed, that the healing practices without the wisdom turn you into someone who's trying to fix everything. So as you embark on this journey, you will find that these pillars are the basis, the foundation of a very stable practice and a very stable philosophy that you can bring into the world, and that becomes a life path, one in which you are in stewardship as a caretaker of the earth.